I was born in Moore, Oklahoma. That is where my mother's mother lives. And we stayed there probably the first 5 years of my life. And then we got on the bus and we ended up in Los Angeles. We went into foster care pretty soon after we moved here, yeah, because it was just my mom at that point. She was stripping and we were living in a motel and it just was not a good environment. I went to this place called McLaren Hall, which has now been shut down. And so that was sort of my first memories, sort of these almost prison-like pods that we all stayed in. And it was very rigid and traumatic. And I think I stayed in for about a year or two. From there, I spent the next 12 years in and out of foster care. We would go maybe a year in foster care and then a year home. My mom was on heroin majority of my childhood. My father was mostly incarcerated back and forth, and so there would be good times where we were with them for maybe a year, living a somewhat normal life, but not really in school most of the time, not really going to the doctors, and not really, functioning with society, but just sort of living. But, for us, living what we thought was a good life because our parents weren't abusive, and so I think in that regard I was lucky, but there was no stability. Every morning, literally, she would make us wake up and do a book report and read the Encyclopedia Britannica, start with A, aardvark and anteater, I'll never forget, and write a book report and stay in the lines and don't make any marks. And I read a lot. Maya Angelou's book, I Know Why the Caged Birds Sing, was definitely that pivotal moment. I think about how she responded to the tragedy by turning in. That was what was profound to me, because it was like, when you don't have anything else at all, anybody else, you can turn in. So then I started writing. This is maybe 7 or 8, and I took all my notebooks. No matter what home I was going to, that's what I held on to. I would let the clothes go, I would let everything go. I took my notebooks. It was never about us as a kid. It was always about the current family drama of, are we in a foster home? Are we on our way back from a foster home? Love was never a problem with my mom. It was very free-flowing and natural, even if she was strung out. Even if we were on our way to foster care, it was hugs and kisses. Mommy is sorry, mommy loves you. As soon as mommy can, I will come and visit you. And she would. So it was this paradox of but you're not there, but you are. So when I got to high school, I had so many people in Compton, California that looked at me and said, you are special. And I was like, I'm going to college. I don't know what everybody else is gonna do, but I'm going to college, I'm gonna figure it out. And I applied to one school, and my GPA was low, because how can you, but my test scores were high. And I wrote my essay, and I remember saying, I'm sure you have thousands of other qualified candidates. I remember saying this, but you will never have another student who will come to Howard, who will take that opportunity, who will work as hard as they can and will make this school proud. You have to accept me. And they did. And I'm sitting in classes with Black women that look like me. And I did. I did. I am proud to stand before you today as a representative of the Ph.D. graduating class of 2017.